Today's video is going to cover one of the most important strategies in the new 2.11 Awakening the Rebellion update. This strategy involves using neutral faction planets as what is referred to as buffer planets, so you as the player do not have to worry about being attacked from certain hyperspace lanes. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Captain X2, and here on my channel I make all kinds of Awakening the Rebellion videos, from tutorials like this one, to campaigns, to ship showcases, and many other videos as well. If you enjoyed today's video and are looking for more content on Awakening the Rebellion, consider subscribing to my channel, and with that, let's jump into the tutorial. With the introduction of the new grand layout map in the 2.11 update, many of the 190 total planets are controlled by neutral factions. These neutral factions are represented by planets labeled with white or with orange. Neutral faction planets are completely different to major and minor factions. Each neutral planet is essentially its own faction. Additionally, neutral factions cannot build structures or troops, nor can they initiate attacks or move troops around on the galaxy map. In summary, neutral faction planets will not do anything except be attacked. With all that being said, neutral factions can still be manipulated by the player to provide a buffer between your faction and an opposing faction that might attack you. Most of the time in Empire War, you want to capture as many planets as you can so that you can build up your economy, build troops and buildings, and of course eventually win the game. However, with the introduction of the many new neutral faction planets, not always will you want to conquer them. This is where the strategy of using them as buffer planets comes into play. For example, take a look at this campaign of me playing as the Black Sun. As I continue to expand in the southeast part of the galaxy, an easy next planet for me to take would be the neutrally controlled Ord Pardron, or Ando. However, if I were to conquer one of these planets, it would open up a hyperspace lane for the rebels in that area to attack my planets. This is not something I would want to do, as the rebels currently do not have access to attack my planets yet. Therefore, I'm strategically not going to attack these planets in order for them to remain a buffer between me and a faction that can attack me, because keep in mind, neutral factions cannot attack, meaning that planets like Mongaza and Rhodia are safe from attack from that direction. So that's the strategy. Use the neutral faction planets as a buffer between you and opening up a lane for an enemy faction to be able to attack you. Another key to this strategy is to also use the neutral factions to plan where you attack next. For example, I would love to attack Smuggler's Run because taking this planet will earn me more credits, as well as I can build space casinos there to further increase my income. The only other hyperspace lane leading out from Smuggler's Run is connected to Orda Platonia, which is also a neutrally controlled planet. Therefore, I can conquer Smuggler's Run and still be safe from attack from that direction. For one final example, take a look at this strategy in full effect. In that same Black Sun campaign, I decided to conquer the 5 Imperial planets west of Zar. Doing so has completely eliminated any real threat of an attack from the Empire in that area, and I am now protected from multiple neutral faction planets in different angles. To the north, I am protected by several planets covering the hyperspace lanes to my new planets, and in the west and south, I am protected by neutral faction planets as well. From here, I can sweep up these rebel planets to continue my expansion and further protect my planets. One final detail on the strategy is that these buffer planets described in this video are only really useful when they completely cut off a faction from attacking you. Looking back at Ord Pardron, if the rebels were to take Ando or Ukio for example, the rebels would then have access to attack my planets. This makes the buffer of Ord Pardron no longer as useful, as now all it does is prevent the rebels from attacking Rhodia, which still is useful but not as useful as preventing them from attacking at all. Finally, neutrally controlled planets are not always well defended, meaning the enemy could attack those planets and eliminate the buffer that way as well, so be careful not to completely leave yourself vulnerable when using this strategy. That wraps up this video covering one of the most important strategies in Awakening the Rebellion that has increased in importance due to the introduction of the new grand layout map. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel for more Awakening the Rebellion content.